Hey everybody, and welcome to Planet U. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to bank money. Now this is just a few points to, get you enough savings to live off for a few months. Once you're past that point, you need to switch to investments, but that will be a whole other video. But for now, this is just like getting you from point A to point B, and these are the first few steps that you can take. You don't have to do all of them. You can do 1 or 2, 3, whatever. It's just about getting the ball rolling to get you to the point where you need to be. A lot of people do have trouble with holding on to that savings, right? As soon as they get money, it's usually just, it's for this, or this, it's spent, it's out the door. So what I want to try and tell you how to do is to hold on to just a little bit of that money for the future, because it will make a huge difference. And it doesn't have to be a ton of money. It's just enough money to put aside for, let's say you lost your job, you have a couple months to live off of, because if you invest it right away, you need to sort of have that separate. If you invest it right away, then sometimes you're not always able to have access to that money. So this is just about having something set aside for you. Okay, tip number 1, you want to have that money come automatically out of your paycheck. This is where you can actually have the bank set up an account for you where they will actually take out a certain amount of money. I'm sure you sit down and talk about the denomination, and they will put it aside in your savings every time you get paid. So as soon as you get paid, that money's going to a safe spot without you even having to stress about it. Point 2, save your change. So take some money out of the bank, have the cash on you when you go to make some purchases, take the change, pop it in the jar, forget about it. And once that jar is full, you'll be surprised how much money has accumulated. So point number 3, calculate a percentage to take out of your paycheck each time you get paid. To set aside. So this is a lot like point number 1, but instead of the banks doing it, this is putting the power into your hands. You have to make the commitment to yourself and say, every time I get paid, I'm going to calculate a percentage to put into my savings. Where, let's say you're having an up week 1 week, you can decide to put a certain amount away. If you're having a low week, you can put a little bit less away. It can be a percentage based in your mind, but you can sort of decide how much is going to go in. The thing is, you have to stick to this yourself, because you're the one that's holding yourself accountable for it. So you have to be the one to say, I'm going to stick to this commitment, and I'm going to always make sure to put something away. Even if it's a small percentage, like 5%, it adds up quick. So just make sure you stick to the goal that you have for saving money, and you'll be surprised how much the dollars start accumulating. Number 4, which I like personally, work a side hustle and put that money away as your savings. Okay, so for example, something I love to do is dog walking. It's something that's good for exercise, and I get some money in my pocket. But whatever the side hustle is for you, you can always come up with something on the side that makes you a few extra bucks, and decide that that money is always going to go into your savings. It could be, doing like a side Uber job, delivering pizzas, whatever, selling an item on Etsy, selling things around your house that you no longer use. Any sort of side money, and you can do multiple side hustles. You don't have to stick to one specific side jobs. If you can come up with different ways to make little bits of money here and there, and just stick to the fact that you're going to put that money into your savings, it's a huge, huge help. And in that way, you can still live off your regular wage and live your regular life. You just have to make sure that you're going to always sort of have something going on the side, because you don't want to hit those periods where you're not doing anything on the side and you're still not saving money from your regular paycheck. Number 5 is quit buying an item that you spend money on a regular basis every day, and instead use that money that you would have spent on that item and put it into savings. It may be hard to do at first, because we're all very habitual creatures, I'm sure, but it could be something like, your morning coffee, or, start making your coffee at home. Your Uber Eats, which I'm sure a lot of people do out there. Ubers in general, you could take public transportation instead. Any way that you can sort of get rid of just one luxury that you do for yourself on a regular basis, and use that money and put it into savings, you'll be doing yourself a service later on in life. So this is just like a beginning, a start to getting that money put aside, okay? So thank you everybody for joining us on Planet You. I hope that these tips helped you to get to a point of savings. And if you have any ideas for great ways to save money, let us know in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you.